Thank you for clicking in today on the ETBU Sportsnet for another edition of ETBU Extra, live from the Student Center on the campus of East Texas Baptist University. As we look across the Student Center, we see students studying, visiting, eating lunch provided today by Marpley Baptist Church, Marshall campus. And we have Pine Cove and Sky Ranch here today, visiting with our students, looking for students to serve in their camps during the summertime. So it's just a lot of activity happening here in the Huffman Student Activities area of the Ornelas Student Center. I almost said spiritual life, but we stopped. All right, we're now going to talk Lady Tiger basketball with the head coach of the Tigers, Edsel Hamilton. And Coach Hamilton, I know as you prepare for the season, you've already had one or two scrimmages for your squad.
We've had one. We have another one coming up on Friday.
What do you like to have as a coach? What do you want to see happen in those scrimmages?
I mean, the first one was so early. A lot of it was just we had to cram a lot of stuff in, really probably earlier than I would have liked to normally. I mean, things like zone and presses, just so we'd be prepared if the other coach wanted to work on it. So we had to cram a lot of stuff in. So really my expectations for the first one was I wanted to kind of get everybody in, just kind of see if anybody surprised me, and just see if we were playing hard all the time. I mean, to me, that's really what I'm concerned with right now is that our effort is good. And then, now that we've gotten a little further along, we've been working in practice the last couple of days on execution. So that's really what I'm going to be looking more for on Friday.
Any particular players you want to say, hey, I'm really pleased with how their progress is made from the first day we walked on the floor to now?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, April Leonard as a senior is probably going to carry a big load for us this year. Being the point guard, she's going to have the ball in her hands a lot. She's going to have to make a lot of decisions. And she's been doing really well. Again, the same thing I said last time, our seniors have really done really well. Morgan Garrett's been shooting the ball well. Secret's been doing a lot of things well. Ambrosia's really impressed me with her work ethic and her basically her professionalism out on the court. Those ones have been doing really well, and I'm excited about our post play too.
Well, Coach Hamilton, of course, this is your first year as the head coach of the Lady Tigers. Do you have much picking on your schedule? Because I know you got a lot of non-conference games before conference. I mean, was that already in place when you got here?
Normally, the schedules really kind of get done in the fall. Like I've been kind of working on wrapping up our schedule for next year. So usually that's done beforehand. But when I got here, there were still a couple days that were open. So I was kind of trying to scramble around to find a couple games. So, we generally try to schedule as many Division III opponents as we can. But there just wasn't a whole lot available. So ended up picking up a couple NAIAs. And, we ended up kind of having to front load our schedule. So we have a lot of games in a really short period of time. I think we play November 14, 17, 21, 23, 27, 28. So we got 6 games in the span of about 2 weeks. So it's going to come hard and fast, but then we got a big, long Christmas break.
As the coach of the Tigers and looking at those 6 non-conference games, any goals you set out for the team to go through? Obviously, you want to win all 6 of them,
yeah.
but there's some things that you want to see happen as a coach progressing to get ready to play the conference schedule.
I mean, again, it's just playing with effort all the time, not taking possessions off on either end of the floor. Basically, when you're on the court, give me everything you got. And then, we get tired, we got depth, we'll sub you out and get you a break. So the effort, and then, of course, like I said, we've been working on our execution of, we got a couple different motion offenses, and I've been kind of throwing a lot of set plays at them that their heads are spinning a little bit, trying to remember everything, but they're doing a good job. And then obviously, as you go through it, you want to start solidifying who you're going to have on the court in crunch time, and who that. And it may be different game to game, but you'd like to kind of have an idea of, okay, I know I got 5 kids, hopefully 7, 8, 9 kids that I can go to war with. So that's really what we're kind of looking for.
Visiting with the head coach of the Lady Tigers, Edsel Hamilton. The Lady Tigers working toward that first game of the season. The season opener is a home opener as well. It's Saturday, November 14th against Southwestern at 1 p.m., a non-conference game. Of course, I know you're pumped and your team's pumped trying to get to the 14th. Talk about just what you expect in that first ball game of the year.
Well, it's going to be tough. I mean, I know a lot of what I've done in the past at Baylor, a lot of my job was scouting and game planning. And the first 2 teams that we play both have new head coaches, so just like me. So
everything's new and fresh.
Yeah, so it's we could look at some film from last year to kind of see what some of their players do, but I think Southwestern's only got a couple kids that played a lot of minutes last year, and so it's going to be hard to really do a lot of scouting for those games. And with them having new head coaches, and they weren't head coaches other places either. I think Southwestern's coach was an assistant at Air Force for a few years, and then Centenary's new coach was a men's assistant. So there's not film on them for having been head coaches other places, so you can kind of see what kind of system they run or whatever. So For those games, I don't know how much scouting we're going to be able to do, but again, what I'm really going to be looking for is, are we playing hard, and are we doing what we want to do, and can we make adjustments in the game if we get out there and start realize, okay, this is what they're really trying to do, can we adjust to that?
Well, Coach, kind of take us behind the scenes. When a coach gets a film from a team, what do you go through and look for in that game film that you got from a team that you got coming up?
I mean, I think my process is going to be very different from what it has been, because at Baylor, like, that was like my job, and now I got 150 other things that I got to do too. So we probably won't be able to be quite as, we were very, very detailed with our scouting reports at Baylor, and so I probably won't be able to be as detailed, but the main thing is just kind of looking at for overall style of play. Do they like to push the ball? Do they slow it down? Do they try to get it inside? Do they run a lot of stuff for their guards? Do they have one dominant player that they're trying to get the ball to all the time that we need to try to shut out? Those kind of things are really what we're looking for. What style of defense do they play? Do they press? Do they play zone? Do they play man? Do they mix it up? All those sorts of things that we're looking for, just to kind of get a general idea of tendencies, and if there may be some specific actions that they run, or some specific players that could give us problems that we can kind of be prepared for.
Of course, we, the fan who sits in the stand, just think the team goes there and plays, but there's a lot of preparation before every ball game that the coaching staff goes through, as well as student athletes here at ETBU prepare for a game. Right. Well, talk about your coaching staff and who you have helping you to coach the Lady Tigers this year.
Well, Marzetta Falls is my assistant, and she was on staff last year and played here at ETBU, and she's been doing great. Really enjoyed working with her. It's tempting as a head coach to want to bring in somebody that that you're comfortable with, but I thought her ability to know the girls and kind of know how they interacted with each other and all those sorts of things, plus her experience having played here, that will be helpful in recruiting too. Kind of like, this is what my experience was like here, and I loved it here, and I'm still here. I really, really enjoyed getting to work with her.
Well, Coach, looking forward to calling the Lady Tiger games. We said last week when you were on the show, looking forward to saying Coach Hamilton's got his first win as the Tiger head coach. Looking forward to calling the Tigers this year. Well, best of luck to you and the Tigers as you finish out your scrimmage to get ready for that first game of the year, November 14th, right here on campus against Southwestern. 1 p.m. tip-off at 1 p.m. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Mike.
All right. Don't forget, volleyball team ETBU playing in the conference tournament beginning tomorrow at noon. They play Hardin-Simmons. And that first match in the ASC Double Nation Tournament. Congratulations to Lady Tigers Soccer. They played last night in the ASC Tournament. Unfortunately, they lost, but wow, that game was tied 2-2 against number 1 seed UT Tyler, but finally losing 4-2. So congratulations to the ladies and their showing in soccer in the American Southwest Conference Tournament. Well, that's going to wrap up today's ETBU Extra Edition. Thank you for being a part of the show today. And don't forget, for those listening in live right now on the ETBU Sportsnet, these interviews will be played later back on the ETBU YouTube channel. Oh, big football game Saturday at Ornelas. 2 p.m. kickoff against Hardin-Simmons. The Tigers and the Cowboys play for the American Southwest Conference lead. Both teams 3-0. Game will be broadcast on ETBU Sportsnet beginning at 2 p.m. Also locally in Harrison County on ESPN 1450 AM and 96.9 FM. That's going to wrap it up. Thank you for the ETBU Sports Information Department for providing all the things that allow the show to happen each week. Appreciate their hard work. We'll see you next time on ETBU Extra next Wednesday at high noon. So long from the campus of East Texas Baptist University.